Hello, everyone. This is Sarah Speechley, and I'm here, a superstar director from Utah, and I am here to do Leap to Lead Lesson 13. This time I got the lesson right. Sorry about that last week. I said the wrong lesson during the video, so forgive me. So today we will be talking about Home Parties 101. Home parties can be the lifeline to your business. You know, I know some of you may have signed up just to do online orders or maybe catalog parties or maybe just a little here and there with friends or thinking of just posting stuff online, whatnot, Facebook, social media. But you know what? Don't count parties out, especially home parties. They are a great, great way to really grow your business and get that interaction. I love home parties to get that one-on-one interaction with people. You can know a lot more about someone face-to-face than online. So try it. Try home parties. They will grow your business. It's one of the best ways to grow your business. So I wanted to talk about basics. Okay, so there's 4 things I want to talk about today with your parties. 4 P's. Preparing, planning, presenting, and post-party. So we're going to briefly talk about those. First is preparing. First, set up the date. Decide what date your hostess wants to do it. Find a date that works well for her customers, a time that most of her guests can come. Decide if you're going to do open house style or presentation style. Open house style is where people just kind of come and go. Maybe you set it up from 7 to 9 p.m. People just kind of come and go when they can, versus presentation style. People come from 7 to 8. You do a presentation, dessert, boom, boom, boom. It's a little faster, but just depending on your hostess, her guests, I usually let the hostess decide which way to do it. Also, when you are sending out invitations, make sure to send it out somewhat old school. People want the little written out invitation or something they can see or look at. So do some mail outs, or not just mail, snail mail. Or hand deliver some invitations. Okay, you will get more turnout if you do it that way. You can also, and I highly recommend, going on Facebook, setting up a Facebook event page and, you know, blasting out invitations that way. It's another great way. Maybe you can get some online orders that way. Make sure to link the party to that so they can, if they don't live local or they can't come. But make sure to also send out the other way, and also calling. It's a lost art we're losing. It's a great way to invite people. Hey, I'm doing having a Scentsy party. Would love to have you come. It will be this time, da, 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 da. Pick up the phone, call. If you can't call, at least text. One thing too, always, always, always remember to call the day of or the night before the party. If you are like me, so-and-so invited me to a party, I thought, great, I probably can go. That date comes and goes. Unless I get a reminder, I will probably forget. We're just so busy, got so many things going on, a lot of times we forget. So remember to always have either the hostess or you call or text the day of or the night before the party. Very important. So when preparing, some things you'll want to do. First, know your product. Do you guys know your Scentsy product? If not, use this. Even if you have not read this, go read it. Okay, this is the product training guide. I think you get one in your starter kit now. If not, you can get these in the workstation in the back. You can print them off, or you can also buy them. I think they're $1 or $2. Highly, highly recommend reading this. This is a great way to know about the product. Okay, it has wonderful ideas about products, and it gives sales tips and features, benefits, some information about it. It gives party tips, trend alerts. Very, very great. Read through this and it will help you know the product and also know how to sell it better. If you're new, you're nervous, you don't have it memorized, don't worry. You don't have to have it memorized. Take this with you at the parties. If you're unsure, or maybe you forgot how long the diffuser lasts or how long the Scentsy Go lasts, look it up. Or if someone asks you a question about it, you can look it up. Say, oh, that's a good question. Let me look that up again to make sure I tell you right. It's okay to look things up. It's okay to not have everything memorized. take this with you. It's a great tool. You can print it and take it or buy one. Or you might have gotten one in your starter kit. This one is actually the fall and winter one, but everything in it is still the same as right now. So I still use this one. I believe they will be getting out a spring and summer one coming out soon if it hasn't already. I didn't see it in there, but it should be coming out. If not, use that one. Prepare for what you're going to take. So for your display, if all you have is what you got in your starter kit, that is fine. That is enough to have a party. That's all you really need. It does not need to be fancy. Simple is fine. I personally like to, if I have it on hand, have one of the systems. So I like to have a diffuser, a warmer, a Scentsy Go, and maybe one of the Kids Lines product. Maybe one of the laundry, maybe one of the skin, just one of something so you can briefly talk about them. If you don't have those, don't stress. Just take what you have and show in the catalog. Next, what to bring. Okay, one, catalogs. You got to have your catalogs. Order forms. I still have my fall winter catalogs sitting here. Order forms. I like to highlight things I want my guests to fill out, because if they're highlighted, they're more likely to fill them out, and I want to make sure to get their email and phone number. So I highlight it. For some reason, people fill them out more when they're highlighted. A wish list or a like love list. These are really nice to have. The like love list, someone on my team made this one, and it has all the, I can grab one, I have a stack of them here. I like to print 2 to a page and have them front and back sided. So this has all the scents. They can say like it, love it, or not for me. You know, when you're smelling the scents, you're like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I don't like that one. And then you've gone through so many, you're like, oh, now which one was it that I like? Or they start hoarding, oh, I like this one and I like this one, and then other guests can't smell them. This is a good way to help with that. And it's also a good way to find out for later which scents they want. Excuse me. Same with the wish list. These you can buy at Scentsy, or you can just print up your own. I used to just print up my own. Having a wish list is really good, because at the end of the party, if they have a long wish list, it's a good clue that maybe they should do a party, or maybe they would be good as a consultant. Okay, so kind of check out their wish list. And also Scentsy samples. I like to hand out samples to my guests, whether it's wax or washer whiffs or lotions. It's always good to have a sample. And a door prize slip, or I showed you this last time in, it's kind of hard to see because I got it back. Sorry, I got too many papers up here. Here, let me put a paper behind. Oh, you still can see through it. Anyway, I like to, this just is the point system that I showed you on the host training. But I like to use this because then it has some things they can do while they're waiting for everyone to get there. Plus you can get their information. Plus it talks about if they want to book, some ideas. So that's one way, or do a door prize slip. Somehow you want to get their information. Very, very important to get their information so you can follow up. Also with a party, something to prepare for. If it's your own party, you might want to do snacks. Sometimes a simple snacks. Again, if you're doing a theme party, make it kind of go along with that. If it's someone else is hosting the party and you're just the consultant for it, usually the hostess makes snacks, but you might want to double check and just see what's going on, or if she needs help, or just make sure she's doing it. Again, I'm gonna stress this. Make sure to call the guests the day before or the day of the party. Very important. Also, don't overthink it or spend too much time getting ready. It really shouldn't be too difficult. In fact, a lot of times I just have my big party bag ready with most of the things. I just usually check, okay, do we got enough order forms? Do I got enough catalogs? I got a cup, I got a warmer, got this. Usually I have kind of my party testers, everything in there, makes it easy to go. So planning is the next P that we're going to talk about. And this is kind of setting up, not just planning, but planning at the party. Whether it's at a home party where you're setting up where to put the products or where to set up a table, or if you're going to the guest's house. Plan how do you want to set it up. and set it up. I always recommend don't make it more than 30 minutes to set up. If it's longer than that, in my opinion, it's too much work. You know, some of you may be very crafty and love to do fancy holiday theme, make them cutesy. That's fine if that's really what you want to do. But honestly, I think simple is better because you want it to be duplicatable. If you make it too much work, people are going to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to be a Scentsy consultant. I can't do all of this. You want it to be simple and fun. So when people get there, they're like, I can do this. I can do what she's doing. That's how you get people to join. Simple and fun. If you are nervous at a party, if you haven't done, remember each time you do them, they get easier. So the more you do, if the first one or two aren't great, don't feel bad. We've all had party flops, okay? That's just how it is. The more you do, the easier it gets. But if you do get super nervous, one thing I recommend is just do a catalog walkthrough as your presentation, okay? I know some people that do that anytime, even after years and years of parties. They do a catalog walkthrough where they have everyone have a catalog and they kind of go through where everything is in the catalog. Here's how it shows the Scentsy Go. If you can see, this is how it works. It's going to kind of walk you through your presentation. And you can talk about all the different Scentsy Go products, the scents, the combine and save, the warmers, all the products, the skin line, the laundry, the kids line. If you get too super nervous, do a catalog walkthrough. To me, that's an easy presentation that you don't have to stress too much about. Another thing I like to do when I'm at the parties is get like balloons and tie them up to their mailbox or out front. So guests or neighbors or people driving by see those and say, oh yeah, she has a party tonight. I can't forget to go, because we forget. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, my neighbor was having a party and I was planning on going. I'm glad she has those out, so it reminded me. Good reminder, or a sign on the door. Also a welcome sign. Make them feel welcomed at home, kind of thing. So the next is presenting. Briefly talk about the systems: warmer, diffuser, Scentsy Go, kids line, on-the-go products, clean, laundry. Again, if you get nervous, do the catalog walk. Don't stress about it. Have fun with it, okay? It doesn't need to be long. You want to do a brief presentation. I usually say after 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, people check out. At least me. My brain kind of starts going elsewhere, okay? But you want it to be fast. And then if they have more questions, they can come up to you, or you can ask at the after. But you want to make the presentation fast. Most people spend most of the time just sniffing the scents and smelling which scents they like, or going through which warmers they like in the catalog. Another huge point is to make sure to talk about bookings. We talked about this with the how to get bookings. At a party is one of the best ways to get bookings. I talked about it before. When you're at a party, if you can get 2 bookings, and then those 2 parties you get 2 bookings, then you have 4, then you have 8. It just snowballs. That is what's going to keep your business rolling, is bookings. So don't forget to talk about it. It is not being pushy. It is just showing them what they could get for hosting a party. We talked about the booking. If you don't remember, go back a week. I think it was lesson 6 that was bookings. You got the stacking the book, stack the hostess, or put it out on the table. Say, you could get all of this at a party for this amount or whatnot. Show what they can get. That is what's going to talk a lot of them into wanting to do it. Also doing the booking games, booking bags. Those are great, great ways. There's lots of different ways to get bookings. It will boost your business. It will continue your business rolling so you don't ever have slow months. Like a snowball. I think I said that before. It will keep your business going. The next thing you want to talk about is your join spill. I call it a mid commercial is another time to do it. I like to kind of separate it a little from everything else, because by then they've checked out. I like to do it in the middle. Maybe people are sniffing and smelling or whatnot. That way everyone's there. Everyone's kind of attentive, ready to listen or whatnot. And then I just talk for a couple of minutes. Brief, brief, brief. There's 4 things I like to talk about when I'm talking about the opportunity. Instead of being like pushy about the opportunity, I talk about the 4 things. 1, what attracted me to the Scentsy business. 2, what I was nervous or what I feared about signing up. 3, how I feel about the business or what the business has given me. And 4, what I love most about being a Scentsy consultant. The reason I like to talk about those 4 things is because you have a lot of guests there. If you talk about 4 different things, I guarantee at least one of those things will relate to them. For example, I was nervous to sign up because I was nervous to talk in front of people. I had fear of talking in front of people, but it's really helped me overcome this. And now I actually enjoy getting in front of people and talking and meeting people. And I made so many friends with Scentsy. Okay, that was my fear, my nervous. How many people do you think in that audience may relate with that? Or maybe I talk about how my life's better. I've been able to stay at home with my kids. Or one of the best things I love about Scentsy is being able to go on these amazing trips for free. People are going to be able to relate with that and want to join. So I always say, let that be your spill. And then hopefully you can talk to them about it at the end. So when they're checking out or, come up after and say, okay, this is what I want to get. Okay, so when they're checking out, there's a few things I like to do. Upsell, ask if they're interested in hosting or ask if they're interested in the opportunity. Okay, upsell. So what do you do about that? Say they only have 3 or 4 scents. Say, if there's 2 more that you like, it's buy 5, get 1 free. Or maybe they have 1 warmer and 6 scents. Say, if you get 1 more warmer, we could do a perfect Scentsy and it's only X amount. Or if they have a warmer and 3 bars, well, we could do the companion system and you could get a plug-in for only X amount. So kind of just know the combine and saves, and that will help you with upselling. Another thing is, I see you love Skinny Dippin'. Have you smelled the Skinny Dippin' hand cream? That's another upselling. Anyway, so that's one thing I do when I'm looking at their things, kind of browsing for things ways you can up it. Also, when they are checking out, maybe look at their wish list or their like love. If they have a lot of things, say, you'd be great, and at hosting a party, we could get you some of this stuff for free and half off. Have you ever thought of doing a catalog party or a home party? Or did you see the ideas, the different types of parties I have? Would you be interested in a couple of those? Or which party interested you the most? Remember, try not to give it a closed-in question, or it'll be a yes, no. Said open-in. Same with joining or asking. Say, I always like to turn it as a compliment to them. Say, you are so social and have so many great friends. You would be a great Scentsy consultant. Have you ever thought of how well you'd be at that? Or you are so organized. You would be an amazing Scentsy consultant. You know what? If they say no, at least you've given them a compliment. Everyone loves compliments, right? So that's what I do at the end of the party when they come up to me and we kind of have some one-on-one. Also, one thing to do is when you're at the party, kind of listen for clues that maybe they'd be interested in hosting a party or they'd be interested in the opportunity. Listen to those clues. Maybe they're tired of work, or they want to stay home with their kids, or they want to go on a cruise, or they want a vacation, or they need time out, want to party with friends and need a break from the kids or make some extra money. Listen for those clues and show how Scentsy could benefit them. Okay, so the party's over, right? End? Nope. Post-party, that's the 4th P. Just because the party is over does not mean that the party's closed. Make sure the hostess calls everyone who couldn't come or didn't show and call and ask if they'd be interested still in ordering some product or even hosting a party since they weren't able to come. The hostess gets a half off item at that person's party, so it benefits her to ask. Plus, she will, if they want to just place orders, it will increase her free amount and half off items. So it's very, very beneficial for the hostess to call them. If the hostess doesn't want to, maybe she's okay with you calling and you just do it. Say, hey, so-and-so said you weren't able to make the party. Just wanted to make sure before we close the party, see if you wanted to place an order. Or if you couldn't, since you couldn't go, would you like to book a party? Okay. It doesn't need to be pushy. Doesn't need to be much. Just letting them know, hey, it's going to close. I just didn't want you to miss out. Also, post-party follow-up. Okay, you have all of this information now. What are you going to do with it? Keep it. Follow up. Use the follow-up, the fortunes in the follow-up that Diane talked about last week, the 222 or whatever one you use, because now you got these names. Now what? You have to follow up. The more you follow up, the more you'll get out of your business. With sales, bookings, recruiting, everything. Follow up. By you following up and being there for them, it's going to make them come back. It's going to make them want to buy from you. It's going to make them want to book from you. It's going to make them want to join your team. So there you go. Home parties. Biggest thing, have fun. Okay. Scentsy's parties do not have to be difficult. They're fun. They're interactive. People get to smell the scents. Just have fun with your party. It's your friends. This is a fun night for you. Who else gets to party for a living? You do. So go set up some parties. If you don't have any parties set up, go get some set up and do some parties. Bye. Have a great week.